fuck, man? What am I supposed to do with that? Fat. Yes. Yes. Very fat. Very huge. Obesity. City. Hey, how it be and what it do, fellas? What kind of wood is this? I don't know. It's real wood of some kind. It's my deck. My little deck here. I'll show you. I actually like sitting out here even though it's really humid today. Like it was raining earlier and it shouldn't have been. But I like it because this. Like all these trees out here. That's really all I can see. I mean, if I go this way, I can see other people's houses. But, you know, about 180 degrees of my view, dude, is just solid trees. I like it. Looks like hot dog wood. I mean, yeah, it's not very thick timber, I guess. I mean, it's thick in terms of like, I'd have a hard time walking off in there. But, yeah, dude. There's a woodpecker that lives out there. I've heard him a few times. He's not obnoxious. I can only hear him when I'm out here. There's definitely at least one woodpecker that's been chilling for the last couple of days. There's a couple of different birds that I haven't heard over where we used to live at all. Very distinctive bird calls, so I don't know. They're all deep back off in those woods, though. Yeah, man. I don't see any of them. Like, they're pretty smart. I think this stand of woods here that's behind my place goes pretty deep. So they're all back off in there where there's, fuck, man. Like I said, like, how would you even walk off into that? Like, it looks pretty dense with undergrowth and all that bullshit. I mean, there might even be a fence underneath all that. There probably is, honestly. It's an apartment complex, so. But even beyond that, like, if you look beyond that, the brushy covering of that fence, it looks like the trees are pretty fucking close together. It would not be an easy trek through there. Ticks, snakes. Oh man, dude, I bet there's fucking a billion snakes in that stand of wood right there. Fucking wasps and shit. Swamp wasps. You don't want that shit. You don't want those swamp yellow jackets, man. Anything that lives in the swamp is hard as a coffin nail, dude. Like, you take whatever it is outside of the swamp and then times it by 10 if it lives in the swamp. Dude, a swamp wasp has got to be one crazy fuck. Yeah, the swamp mosquitoes that are like, I don't know, they're like parakeets. You're like, what the fuck? Oh, God. Your balls are like a swamp? That's gross. You should feel bad. You should be ashamed of yourself, sir. Lizards, gizzards, wizards, blizzards. Where do you get your clothes from? Here, there, and everywhere, man. I don't have like a shop. I don't have like a. Anytime I need to get some new clothes or maybe some haberdashery, I always go to Macy's. Like this shirt I got for a Christmas present, so who knows? I think I got this for Christmas. Or my birthday. I think I got it for my birthday. Yeah. So most of the clothes that I get are just clothes that other people have purchased for me for like gifts because they feel bad about how shabby the other clothes are usually. That's how I've kind of existed for the last 38 years of my life or so. and it seems to have worked up until this point. Like, eventually the people around you are like, have you guys noticed that Paul really needs a shirt? You know what? His birthday's coming up. I'm just going to get him some shirts. And I saw him walking around the house the other day, too, with a big old hole in his sock. I'm going to get him some socks. Then my birthday comes around and I've got like, oh, hey, fresh socks, brand new t-shirts. Yeah, if I ever buy clothes for myself, I just, like, I've gotten to the point now where I'm at least at a size that you can order on Amazon and stuff, so I don't know. I don't even like to go into the fucking store anymore. It's so easy to send a pair of pants back, too. I haven't bought pants in forever, but, like, let's say I bought a pair of pants and I got the size that I thought I wanted, and I get them and they're too, they're too small or whatever. I just put them in the bag and I send them back, and I get the next size up, and that comes the next day.
Hello.
Hey.
Shut up.
Cool. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That works for me.
If it works for you, it works for
I'll
me.
hack it later and change it to something actually cool.
Well, if you want to, you can.
No, I'm kidding. Does nudity have a place in modern society? Sure. Why not? I mean, like, are you talking about like public nudity?
Hello.
I mean, I think that really should be up to the people that live in a place. Like, okay, so public nudity, I don't know if I'm behind 100%, right? But I think that you should be able to, like, there should be like apartment complexes that are nudist, and it's just like everybody that lives here is gonna walk around with wang dangling and tit hangling. You know what I mean? And if you don't like that, go find somewhere else to fucking live, because you're gonna see a lot of cock and balls and taint and pussy and nips and all that stuff. You know, I'd live in a place like that. You wouldn't?
I don't know.
Like, you're not like obligated, I guess, to be naked all the time, but it'd be kind of cool to like just live in a place where I could come out here with my balls out, in the morning and salute the sun.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
And, nobody else is judging because they're out too. Nudism sounds awesome until you realize that most people who practice it are old as fuck. I mean, I don't even really think, like, here's the thing. There were ancient societies where women would walk around either with one breast or both breasts exposed all the time. And those societies functioned absolutely fine for what they were at their level of advancement and shit. So, like, a lot of our hang-ups about nudity aren't even real human hang-ups. They're like injected hang-ups. They're hang-ups that were given to us by a bunch of fucking fables and myths and kind of ingrained into the story that we tell one another about what this is. Because not like most human beings can't even give you a succinct definition of what they live in. Like, I can't tell you what this civilization is. I couldn't give you a sentence that sums up what it is to live in this place and what my role in it is. I could barely condense that down to a paragraph, and it would be hard because nobody really knows. And like this whole nakedness bullshit, I mean, sure, being clothed probably had advantages for those of us that wanted to spread into the colder areas. So when our species started pushing out, yeah, it became important for us to have access to warm hides and shit that we could wrap around ourselves so we didn't freeze in the blizzard. But that's not a shame-based thing. That's not like I'm ashamed of my pee-pee, I don't want people to look at me naked. That's something that we were given by mythology. We were told at some point by holy men that women couldn't have their breasts out because it was sinful for a man to look upon a woman with lust. Like, that's not a human idea. Well, I guess it is a human idea, but that's not a biological idea. That's not something we were given by our DNA. That's something we were given by a huckster with bullshit ideas about like what was right and what was wrong, and now we're all ingrained with this sense of shame about our bodies because of it. Isn't that great? I mean, and it's created all these weird little fetishes in us too. Like all this stuff that like Christianity rails against, the deviant sexuality stuff, you know, like BDSM or being into spanking or you know whatever it is, role play, anything that's not just missionary sex where the dude lays on top of the girl and pumps a few times and comes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's evil and deviant and wrong. Why do you think all those things exist? Because we made them wrong. Because we made it titillating to break the rules. So it was like, oh, putting it in the butt is evil? Oh man, yeah, I want to get some butt. You know what I mean? Like, of course we're gonna fucking like when do human beings not do that with any stupid rule? You mean the deviant shit that Christians love behind closed doors? Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And everybody loves it behind closed doors. That's the thing. We're all so hung up about sexuality and shit that we can't even really talk frankly about what we're into without being fucking just ridiculed and laughed at and shit. And really, what does it matter? Like, on an individual basis, what the fuck does it matter how somebody gets their nuts off? As long as nobody's hurt in the process, you know what I mean? As long as everybody that's involved in it is a consenting adult, like, who fucking cares? It exists to suppress our primal instinct, which is needed to keep our society functioning. If we rip the rug out, the whole thing. You think the rug of our society is women wearing bras and shit and covering up their tits? Really? Because I don't see that to be the case. I mean, there are more titties being shown right now in America than anywhere else in the world. If you could take a like a just like a Grand Theft Auto style stats on the world, you could see like where are the most titties being exposed for viewing right now. I bet you 9 times out of 10 it would be America, and it would be like by a wide margin. Like we're the titty capital of the world, and yet you know what I mean? It's a comfort thing, but why? It's a comfort thing because we have hang-ups about our bodies. Those hang-ups are sexual in nature. We think that we can't gaze upon the breasts of a woman without, just going into a rage of sexual lust. And we've actually been conditioned to be that way. Now, when a woman pulls her tits out in public, instead of just being like, oh, it's a pair of tits, it's like, oh, we turn into hooting fucking orangutans and shit. We're just, you know what I mean? But there are whole fucking societies that have existed for, thousands of years where women just walked around with their titties out and everything was fine. It was just you know what I mean? There was no hang up about it. There's still places like tribal places on this planet where that's the case. People don't have these like body hang ups. They're not like, oh man, I'm too fat or too thin or, they're just like, whatever. This is how I look. This is how you look. Like they have other shit to worry about. So we were given this like shame about our bodies and this need to cover it and all this weird shit. That's not how we would. Trust me, dude. The first Homo sapiens to ever walk the planet didn't have a loincloth on. They were walking around wang dangling. How's my Sunday? Is that what it is? Sunday fun day, I guess, man. Got internet hooked up at my place now. That's a really good thing. That means I can tackle my computer setup and start doing, start producing shit of a reasonable quality again. I do still have my camera. My good camera is still over at the other house, but all my lighting is here. I just have to get my fucking PC set up. I'm gonna try and wire it right too. I'm so bad at wiring. I always end up with this like huge rat's nest of bullshit. And I really like, because I had to take everything down and separate it all out to move. I really want to try. I'm gonna ask Ashley if she'll help me because I don't know if she's great at it, but I look at her computer and it looks very neat and tidy, and there's not a giant fucking rat's nest of bullshit hanging off the back of it. So I just want to try and get her to give me some organizational tips and stuff. So it's set up in a way that like it looks nice and it's easy to maintain and shit. And it's easy to find something like if something's malfunctioning and I've got to fucking unplug a USB device, I don't have to be like, you guys got to imagine, dude. I've got like 18 USB devices hooked in at any given time, 2 to 3 monitors, right? So I've got like just this rat's nest of bullshit hanging off the back of my shit, and I'm totally like, get wire holders. Yeah, like what kind though? What kind are good? Like I don't know. I don't know any good ones or bad ones. All right, fair enough, man. You don't gotta yell. Jesus, I can hear you, brother. I can read you. I can read you in lowercase. She's looking at cable raceways. Yeah. See, here's the thing though. It's all concentrated in one spot. I'm not running a lot of cords across the room like that. I like Power Raceway. I'm real familiar with, and basic like network cabling I've done, but that's like so fucking long ago, dude. I'm so out of. I was never good at the organizational shit. That's just all there is to it. I can make like something that has a reasonable amount of connections, neat and tidy. But when I'm working with something like my computer, because like let me try and walk you guys through what I want to have hooked up to my computer. And I don't think this is absurd, but let's try and figure out all the USB devices Paul Zigo has to hook up to his computer. Okay, I'm gonna try and walk through them all. Okay, so first of all, I have one of those Razer light up mouse pad things. So that takes a USB slot. That's powered through USB and accessible through USB. So that's one. Then the mouse. I've got a wireless, a wireless receiver that I hook up. That's 6. I've got 2 webcams. That's 7. Well, 1 webcam and 1 USB hookup to the fucking DSLR. So that's basically 2 webcams. So right now I'm at 8, and I know I'm missing some. My Stream Deck, that's 9. So right now we're at 9 USB devices, and I know I'm still missing some. I know for a fucking fact I'm still missing some. Ridiculous. Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Oh yeah, the ass massager. Yeah, no, I don't have an ass massager. Wireless cancer. Cool. Well, whatever. Orico 7-channel desktop cable management organizer. Look up. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Yeah, I need something, man. I need something to keep it like, because the webcams, they'll freeze and shit, and you just gotta unplug them. But it's fucking nigh on impossible when they're not hooked up in a way that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, I got to do that shit. TJ has found a place. I think he's doing a lot of his moving tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Ashley and I still have a few things over at that place. But it's all stuff that we can just kind of load in her car. So I'd say like 98% of our stuff is out of there. There's some stuff we're just going to throw away. Our bed frame, we're just going to get like a dumpster brought out so that we can get rid of some of the stuff that was ruined in the fire, and some of the stuff we just don't want to take. Like Ashley and mine, we had a bed frame that was nice when we got it, but it had been moved so many fucking times and taken apart and put back together and taken apart and put back together that all the screws and shit were all stripped, all the in the wood. So fuck it, we're gonna just get another bed frame at some point, throw that one away. There's a chair over there that was the IKEA bonus chair that they gave me for my trouble, and it immediately broke, and I've been like obstinately holding on to it, going, I'm going to fix this chair, I will keep this chair. That chair's going in a dumpster because it's a piece of shit. Yeah, thanks, IKEA. Your gift is going in the trash finally after I obstinately held on to it. You know who got the most use out of that piece of shit chair was Dinor right here. This dude right here. Dinor himself would sit on that chair. He was the only one that was low enough to the ground to justify it because the legs were broken off of the piece of fucking shit chair. So there's that. Fluffy ears. Hey, hey, Dinor. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, Dinor. I'm on a balcony, yeah. Here's my view from the balcony. I'm on the second floor. Um, I did a tour of the apartment. I'd rather not do it right now because there are boxes everywhere. But I did a tour when it was basically empty a few shows ago. It's a very short thing too. It's like 10 minutes. So you go find that. It's a few shows back. Yeah, it's real short. It's like 10 or 15 minutes long. I can't remember what it's called. Somebody will probably be able to tell you in the chat. But yeah, I did a full walkthrough and everything of it. Got any issues with the place so far? Honestly, no. I'm pretty well adapted to apartment life. The people that don't do well in apartments are people that don't understand that like you're living with other people, so you have to be a little bit more courteous than you would normally be. And I'm okay with that, so I end up making a decent apartment liver. Um, we haven't really met any of our neighbors yet. I mean, we just cordially like kind of nodded and waved and said hello. Everybody seems nice. I mean, it's kind of a keep to yourself kind of community so far as I can tell. But I don't know. I got no complaints. I kind of like apartment living. Um, it has its ups and downs, obviously, but I do well in apartments. Yeah, see, the complete privacy thing, I don't know, man. It's not, I mean, I feel like I get a really, really good amount of privacy when I'm inside here, you know? I can be butt naked in there, and as long as I got my fucking blinds closed and stuff, nobody's looking, there's nothing that anybody could do to look if they wanted to. Um, Good boy, Dunor. Good boy. You saw the puppies and you didn't bark. That's good. You're getting used to it, huh? Yeah, it's their place too. They all go down there. That's where they go potty. That's a good boy. That's why you should get a condo. Well, I actually owned a condo at one point. The first thing I ever purchased, the first like piece of real estate I ever owned, I bought when I was 21 years old, and it was a condo. And I liked it. Okay. You're on social media. Oh, well, whatever. You know what I mean. Privacy is what you have. You can only take so much for privacy these days. Condo Paul, yeah. Condo Paul, man. Is owning a home a good investment these days? You're asking the wrong dude. I've owned two homes in my life, the aforementioned condo, and I owned a home with my ex-wife. Um, Whoa, those other dogs are not happy. Um, I don't know, man. Buying a house is one of those things you need to talk to a professional. You don't want to listen to anything anybody else has to say. No yokel is going to have good advice for you about investing in real estate and shit. It depends on like where you're at, what the market's like, what the interest rates are like on a loan. That's a real big consideration for when you're buying a house. I don't know. I don't really follow that economic shit, so I don't know what interest rates are at right now. I assume they're probably pretty high, or at least higher than they were when I purchased. But yeah, condo. I mean, look, if you hate the idea of giving somebody your money and just having it disappear, right? That's what an apartment is, and that's the thing I hate the most about living in an apartment is that you really have nothing to show for all the money that you're dumping into the place other than you get to occupy this room, right? But that's it's like my only complaint about it. I mean, this place is really cool. Everybody that I have met has been cool. I don't know. Seems like a pretty low key place, which is good for me. It's lots of dogs because it's really well set up for dogs here, but I like that. I'm a dog person, so it don't bother me. Apartments are a racket. I kind of agree to an extent. They're also a convenience. Um, and let me explain. I've lived in what I consider to be one of the best designed and coolest apartment communities ever. I lived in Avalon Bay in Bellevue, Washington, which is built right on top, like literally on top of a grocery store. And when you're talking about a city like that that's built with a downtown metropolitan kind of thing in mind, and it's built outward from that, it's really cool. Apartments are like almost necessary. Like think about it. Where would you live in New York City if there was no apartment? No one man can afford to buy an apartment building. I guess you can purchase a condo in New York City, but really, if you're a person of modest means and you want to live in New York City, you're probably going to be looking for an apartment. And it's probably going to be a very small thing. And yeah, it's going to be a racket, but it's also a convenience to you. I mean, look, it's a convenience to Ashley and I that this apartment was available, right? Look at that. Let's say that we owned the house that burned and we weren't renting. And we were told this house is basically unlivable. You can't stay here. Where would we go other than an apartment and be in a place the next day? Like have paperwork signed and be ready to get your keys like within 1 or 2 days. An apartment. So for transient folks, like I am now, I guess, I've moved a bunch of different times in the last, since 2015. Um, the type of job I do just seems to be the type of job that moves from place to place. Apartments are really a good thing, I think. They're a convenience and a racket at the same time. They're a racket with a positive use for the people that get racketeered, I guess. I'll be honest with you, man. I'd live in a trailer park. I've lived in some really, really modest, to put it lightly, things in my life, and I don't need much from a place. A roof, a little bit of privacy, a shower, you know what I mean? A little kitchen or something. I've lived in a trailer before. I've lived in a camper shell for when I was a kid. Um, I've lived in tiny little studio apartments. I've lived in condos and houses and various sizes and opulences, I guess. I'm not a picky dude when it comes to my living situation. I can pretty much make it work anywhere, which I guess is a good thing. I'm easygoing in that way. I'm not very easygoing in any other way I can think of, but I'm real easygoing when it comes to a living situation, I guess. Is there a sense of community in trailer parks? Yeah, yeah. Well, at least I didn't live in a trailer park for a very, very long time, but the time that I did spend there, all the neighbors knew one another. There seemed to be a sense of looking out for one another. There were fights and arguments. Like, anytime you have a bunch of people living on top of each other, there's going to be people that get in arguments with one another. And, you know, but yeah, I mean, like any place you live, people of similar circumstance tend to bond over their circumstance. So, a lot of drinking, as you can imagine. Low income housing is usually, you know, pretty spotted with alcoholics. So, a lot of beer drinking, kind of ritualistic all the time beer drinking. But, I mean, what are you going to do? I got to be honest with you, dude. Meth, booze, and weed is not just in the trailer park. Like, if you're under that notion that it's all concentrated to these super low income areas, you're just wrong, man. Meth, crystal, heavy fucking drinking constantly is in every strata of American life. Every strata. You may as well just go, man, there's a lot of meth being done here, driving through a really nice, well kept suburban neighborhood, because you'd be right. Like, you don't understand, man. Now it might be concentrated a little heavier in the poorer places that I've lived, but I'm telling you, man, that type of shit is not. Take it from a dude that, like I've said, I've lived in a lot of different types of places, in quite a few different states, and I've seen a lot of different levels of humanity and how it lives with one another. And I've never been in a place where there weren't drugs and drug abusers and alcohol abusers. I mean, that's just everywhere, man. I live in the nice suburbs outside of Houston, and cocaine is everywhere. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure regionally drugs kind of change from place to place. But yeah, this idea that it's all concentrated just in fucking trailer parks is retarded, or low income apartment or condo housing or duplexes or whatever the fuck. Yeah, there's a lot of it there, but there's a lot of it everywhere else too. Drugs vary from income level and general region. Yeah, I kind of figure. I mean, I'm not into a lot of recreational drugs outside of perfectly legal tobacco, so I'm not really sourcing that shit when I'm moving around. But I have a feeling it wouldn't be hard to find it anywhere that I was or have been. I like the cicada. I like that wind up that they do. Hear it? It's almost machine like when you listen to it, how it winds up in intensity. There's like these little pulsations in it. It's like, it's like an engine revving up. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff going on in the ambient background here. There's a cicada. There's a call of two or three different birds that I can distinctly make out. There's some frogs. I love being able to, in the winter, when it's nice outside and I can crack my window in my bedroom and just have this all night. Can you imagine? Pretty awesome. I guess in the winter it's probably not going to be as soothing and multi-layered, though. A lot of those animals will be hibernating or dead or have moved on. That wasn't crack. That was Dignity Rock. Dignity Rock. Dignity Rock, dude. Why is the sound of nature so soothing? I suppose it's from our upcoming. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I guess we were born in the forests, right? From what I understand about the origins of our species, any biology students out there, feel free to correct me. I am kind of trumpeting this out of my ass. But our closest, ancestors were forest dwelling creatures, right? Forest and plain dwellers, right? You go back far enough, we've all got a common ancestor that was a forest dweller. Pretty sure I can say that. Humanity started in Caucasus. How do you say that? I'm a bad Caucasian. Caucus? Isn't it caucus, not caucus? Whatever. Caucus, not Africa. All right, bro. All right, bro. Fair enough. It started in Caucasus. You fucking white folks are pretty funny with your Caucasian prides and your all life started in the Caucasus Mountains shit. Man, it's real important. Real important to everybody. What drugs you done? Just chill out, man. Don't be such a fucking asshole. Don't be such a fucking jerk. I want to go bother Ashley. Let's go bother Ashley. Bother, 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 bother.
Okay.
Bother, 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 bother. All right, we bothered Ashley. That was fun. Paul, Elite with VR is jizzworthy. When is your PO box opening? Oh shit, dude. Yeah, that's another thing I want to get set up too, but that'll be more fucking USB devices, I think. Is I want to get my VR set up. I finally got a room that I think is big enough to do it. So, Dinor, go on. Get down off my bed. Go hump your toy over there. That door stopper, dude. Yeah, I have to get my computer hooked up. I'll do that tonight. That's what I plan on working on tonight after I source myself some food. So the rest of today's plan is food, hopefully get my computer hooked up and running, and then maybe if I'm fucking absolutely nutty crazy, I could try out VR tonight, maybe, if I hook everything up correctly. But I don't know. I might wait. If I wait, though, it's never going to get done. I don't know. But tonight, computer hooked up that's priority number one. When's the P.O. box opening? Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. You're asking the wrong dude. I don't have any control over that. The last I heard, they had one, but neither of them has a key to it. So we've just all been fucking crazy with this move and shit. Not that that excuses why the P.O. box isn't open already, but I don't know. You just got to ask the other dudes. That one's out of my wheelhouse. That one's not on my list of honeydews for DFF. Well, that one's not mine. Hey, Paul. I know sports ball is stupid, but did you hear about Putin being the only one to get covered by an umbrella when it started raining at the World Cup thing? No, I didn't. I didn't hear about that. What's up with that? Yeah, dude. 123 Main Street, anywhere, USA. 01010. You like big butts and you're still capable of lying, but you didn't lie. You've created a paradox for yourself, Condo Paul, because he's not talking about lying. He's incapable of lying about the fact that he likes big butts. So you have demonstrated, in fact, the truth of his statement rather than impugned it. So good job. Good job reinforcing an already existent lyric that made complete sense to almost everybody else that listened to it by showing a misunderstanding of it and then allowing me to correct it. Well, I wish you luck, man. A house burning down must suck. It does, yeah, and I appreciate it, Finn. I'll let you know. Like I'll try and see when we're done with LA and stuff. I'll try and see if I can get the PO box thing rolling with the guys. I'll find out what the dealio is, but like I said, yeah, that's just not something I have access to. But what if he doesn't like big butts and he can lie? Well, then don't we get into the territory of the two like Dorman from that old puzzle? I think it was in Well, I know it was in Labyrinth, right? The two guys at the door, and one of them always lies, and one of them always tells the truth. And there's two doors, and one of them leads to certain doom, and the other one leads to, you know what I mean? Yeah. One of us always tells the truth, and one of us always lies. And there's two doors. One of them leads to doom, and one of them leads to the exit, right? And you've got to try and figure out by asking a question which door to take. And the answer to that riddle is you. It doesn't matter which one of the guys you pick. You don't know who the liar and who the truth sayer is, so it doesn't matter. You can't know that. So you pick whichever one you want, and you say, which door would he tell me to take? So you force him to involve himself with the other person by saying, "I'm asking you, if I were to ask him, which door would he say?" And then whatever door he tells you is the right door, because if he's the liar, then he would lie about what the other dude would say. And if he's the true right, and if he's the truth sayer, then he would tell the truth about the door. So, right, yeah, something like that. I don't know. It works out. Couldn't you just ask a question like, has anyone ever been raped before, since you know the answer already, or is that off limits? What? No, dude. The whole puzzle is like, what? What? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You're off the reservation. I just asked an obvious question like, what's 2 plus 2? But there's no fun in that. But you only get one question. So yeah, you could find out who the liar was with what's 2 plus 2, but you only get one question. And then that's it. And then they both climb up. So you could say, what's 2 plus 2? And if the guy said 6, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, you're the liar. But now neither one of them is going to say shit to you. So you can't be like, all right, truth guy, which door do I go through? If you ask a dumb question like that, you never find what door you need. Well, yeah, because you've wasted your question finding out who the liar is. That's the puzzle. Nothing says the liar is in front of the bad door. Right. So that question is pointless. Well, the question isn't pointless if you get 2 questions or more. But if you only get one question, the question is utterly pointless because it tells you who the liar is, but it doesn't tell you which door to take. And it doesn't allow you a second question. So that's the puzzle. That's what makes it a tough puzzle, right? That's why the answer is so convoluted. It's one of those memory teasers or whatever the fuck. You have to ask, which door would he tell me to take? And then he'll think about it and go, he would say to take this door. And that's always the right door. Because if he's telling the truth about what the other guy would say. Oh no. It's always the opposite. That's where I'm getting fucked up. It's always the wrong door. So no matter which door he tells you, you take the opposite. So there's 2 doors. You ask whichever one of them, which one would he tell me to take? They point at a door, and you take the other one. You take the one they don't point at, because if he's the liar, he's going to lie and tell you that the guy would tell you to take that door. And if he's the truth teller, he's going to tell you which one the liar would tell you. Yeah? Yeah, that makes sense. There you go. We got it figured out. We got it figured out. I just had to puzzle through it because it wasn't making sense with going actually taking the door that they pointed at. So you take the opposite. Whichever door either one of them points at, you take the other one. There you go. Solved the problem. I don't even know how we got down that little road. That took me way longer than it should have to figure out. Especially considering that it's like in a child's movie from my childhood that I've seen a bunch of times. But whatever. You could just open the door and look in each. Nope, that's not an option either. You get to step through one door. See, like it's a logic puzzle, so you can't find holes in it. Like, there are no holes. You don't get to go through a door without asking the question, and you don't get to peek through the door. You have to open the door and step through, and it closes behind you, and then your fate is, you know, sealed. I have yet to understand the Monty Hall problem. It's okay. I don't even, I'd have to look it up. The trolley problem and shit, that's different. The puzzle gets misread because the samurai jack, there are two snakes that want to eat him. And all he has to do is avoid it to figure out is which one is the liar. Right? But you need an object that a lie would be told about. So like there's more to it than that. It's not about figuring out which one is the liar. It's about using the fact that you have a liar and a truth teller to figure out which door to take between two identical choices. So yeah, finding out what you don't know. Like if you solve the puzzle correctly in the one that I gave you, you don't know which one was the liar. That's never part of the puzzle. It doesn't matter. You've circumvented that. You've used it to your advantage to find the answer. Alternate version. You can ask both of them one question, but neither of them knows the other one, and their door exists. What do you ask? I mean, I don't know, dude. That changes everything. That changes the whole puzzle. If they can't communicate and they don't know each other, but you know ahead of time that one of them is a liar and one of them always tells the truth, but there's no distinguishing the door based on that, right? There's nothing saying that the liar is in front of the bad door, and there's nothing saying that the truth teller is in front of the good door, and they cannot communicate. And you get two questions. So I could ask each one of them a single question, or I could ask one of them two questions. But once again, they can't refer to one another. Well, I mean, if I could ask one of them two questions, then that becomes a pretty simple puzzle. They just know what's on the other side of themselves. Right, but one of them will always lie about that, and one of them will always tell the truth about it. So ask one, what's 2 plus 2, and ask the other, what door? Right. So yeah, I mean, that seems like a pretty simple one. You get two questions. So say, what's 2 plus 2? The guy that always lies will have to answer something wrong. So if you get the right answer, then you take the opposite door. Right? So if you go to a guy and you say, what's 2 plus 2? And he says 4, then you go to the other guy and say, which door should I take? And he says, the one behind me. And you take the one behind the other dude. Let's waterboard them. Oh, wait a minute. They don't know about their other door. So I can't ask that question. This might be a trickier puzzle than I gave it credit for. I couldn't ask the dude which door. Okay. Well then, yeah. But they know what's in the door, so we just have to modify the question. It would be like, you go to one of them, what's 2 plus 2? He says 4, let's say in this instance. Then you go to the other one and say, what is in the door behind you? And he says, eternal bliss. And you know that you're fucked. You know which door to go through. You get two questions. Oh, yeah. Two questions makes it pretty simple. It's just I actually do like figuring out the language because that's very important. If you fuck up and burn a question, so that is a puzzle in and of itself, at least for me, figuring out exactly how you would have to ask that question. It's an interesting little brain exercise, if nothing else. Super chat, super chat. Let's see where it's fucking at. Well, I wish you luck. Oh, that was Finn. I think I got that one. Do you think you guys will get a DFF advertising perk? And if yes, when? I don't think that there's any plans for that in the near future, or I don't know, like if anything with advertising, you guys might see mid-roll ads because that's one of the ways that podcasts make money is that they sell, but that's a direct thing, with an advertiser. To give you an example of a mid-roll ad, back on the Drunken Peasants, the Blue Apron ads that we used to do, Every once in a while, we do those like around Christmas time. I remember we had one with those crazy Christmas sweaters and shit. When we reach a big enough audience and a long enough, existence as a show to start justifying selling ad space, then you might see mid-roll ads on public videos. Paul, you should check out the Cool Riddles channel. A lot of awesome riddles on there. Yeah, I kind of like riddles, but I get really frustrated with them pretty easily if I get stumped, and I tend to just kind of go, who cares? Go look up the answer or whatever. I've become intellectually lazy because of the internet. Can you imagine like what you would do if you had like those riddles back in the day when there was really no resource? You couldn't just search them and find the answer. Oh man, dude, they must have driven some people mad. I remember the ad you guys did for sweaters. It was you and Ben, and you look like an old couple at a karaoke bar. Yeah, yeah. We did an impromptu video ad for that one because we thought the sweaters were so funny, and I looked so funny crammed into one that was 3 sizes too small for me. It was very Christmas sweatery. Oh my god, dude, that's so gross, man. Speak into the mic for 300 seconds with your grossness. I've done a one with him before, but it was on an old Patreon. Okay. Before DP, has anyone ever recognized you in public as Paul's ego? One time in Fresno, I was in line at a Chipotle, and this was when I was working for the school district. That was the first couple of years I was there. I used to go to Chipotle almost every day. And I don't remember what had happened. I think TJ had just covered one of my videos, the American Ashamed video, I think. It was around that time. And I was in line at Chipotle, and the dudes that were in line ahead of me, there were a couple of younger guys, probably like, I don't know, late teens, early 20s. And one of them turned around and was like, "Are you on the internet?" And I was like, "Yeah, kind of." And he was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, he didn't know my name or whatever, but when I said it, I was like, "Yeah, Paul's ego." He was like, "Yeah, that's it, man. I saw your channel or whatever, blah blah blah." And then he said he saw it through TJ's channel, and I was like, "Okay, cool, man." I have not been recognized anywhere in Louisiana. I've only been recognized in public a couple of times. The most memorable one was in Texas. Now there was a couple. Okay, so I'll try and go through the times that I've been seen in public and somebody's been like, "Hey." So in Texas, I went to a graduation at what the fuck is that? You guys will have to help me out. It's a really Christian Baylor. Thank you. Forgot you can hear me. Baylor graduation. It was at Baylor, and it was like a madhouse outside afterwards, because all the grads were there with all their families and stuff. And as I was standing around, a dude walked up behind me and whispered in my ear, "Hey, Paul Zigo." And then I looked up and he was just walking away, and he kind of like looked at me and just walked off. And then in LA, Ashley and I were at the release party for some crazy MMO she was into. Or, well, we both played it, Blade and Soul, for a while. Yeah. And we were in line for that. And there was a chick there that recognized me and said, "Are you Paul Zico?" And blah, 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 and wanted to take a picture with me. So there was that. Then when we were in Seattle, we did I like did a Highdeology where I was like, "Hey, Ashley and I are gonna go down to the fucking market in Seattle and shit. And if you want to, if you're in the area and you want to come chill with us, you can." And a couple people showed up, but while we were with those people, a dude came walking out of this it's like, I think it's called the Curiosity Shop. It's like a weird I don't know. It's like got, you know what I mean. It's kind of like a Spencer's Gifts, but it's down on the pier in Seattle near Pike Place Market. And he comes walking out and he's like looking down and he looks up and he sees me. He's like, "Oh my God, are you Paul Zigo?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You did you or were you looking for me down here?" And he's like, "No, dude." He's like, "I'm here from Canada. I have a training. Like I'm here for like 2 days. I'm just like walking around. I didn't even know you were down here." I was like, "Oh, cool. That was you. All right, cool, Greg." Yeah, we ended up smoking with you for a little bit and chilling. That was fun, man. Yeah, that was weird. So there was that one. I don't think I'm missing any. I think that's it, unless I'm forgetting one. No, it was me. It was me. The aquarium was closed. I should have. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. So it is you. Yeah. Um, yeah. We ended up like walking for a long ass fucking walk. We ended up heading all the way up. Well, we took the subway, but we got on the subway and went up to Capitol Hill and found a park bench up there that was nice and secluded and just smoked out and chilled. So yeah, dude, you definitely should have chilled. But it was cool. Anyway, we got to chill for a while. Yeah, Greg is legit because I didn't reveal that part, and I remember that he didn't. He ended up like he was like he wanted to go see the aquarium or whatever, and ended up being closed. Definitely gonna go up to Paul if I ever see him IRL. Well, yeah, I do. I always like meeting fans and stuff. It's always fun. I mean, I might not like hang out with you all day or whatever. Don't be butthurt if I have got shit going on, but I'll shake your hand and take a picture and smoke a J with you real quick or something. I've usually got time for that. Paul, I was going through your Twitter and there's a real avalanche of memes there. Yeah. I noticed too that TJ has not responded at all to any of the avalanches. So that's good. That means it's under his skin. If he would have responded to it jokingly or been like LOL or retweeted a bunch of them because he thought they were funny, I'd be in trouble. But the fact that his fucking inbox was filled with TJ Valanche and probably will be again. I mean, we could do it again and again, and he hasn't said a word about it yet. There were at least, I know I personally retweeted at least 10 TJ Valanches last night. There's probably an additional five. TJ probably doesn't care. I don't know, J Dark. I don't know. I live with the dude. You got to remember. You got to remember here. I know TJ. Trust me, I was part of the two-man team the three-man team, honestly, that trolled TJ with Gurgi to the point where he wrecked a car in pure rage at a little cartoon character. So you have to give me some credit here. And I'm telling you, if this wasn't under TJ's skin, he would have retweeted a bunch of those and been like, "This is actually pretty funny." Blah 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 blah. Because when TJ gets a meme like that made about himself, he like a self-deprecating meme that he likes. He always does that. Almost always, if he sees it, he'll retweet it. But if there's one that he hates that gets under his skin in some way, he's just like, eh, eh. Scroll past that. What is all this bullshit? Fucking stupid Bruce Valanche bull fucking shit. Dude, that's exactly what happened this morning. Oh yeah, we need the dude. The avalanche can't stop. It can't stop. The only way this is going to work is if it just becomes part of the background radiation of his life. I mean, the gaslighting has to be absolutely perfect. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, man. How many trolls have caused somebody to get so angry they wrecked a car? Now, I know it's happened. There are trolls out there that have that badge of honor. I'm one of them. Okay? I'm one of them. Are any of you one of them? I think not. I think not. Okay? The Reese's thing? Oh, no, 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 no. No, no. The Reese's thing is nothing. That was just funny. You could say he didn't see them, but TJ follows me. Oh, dude, he follows me, and I tweeted, like I said, dude, I tweeted at least 10 of them last night. At least retweeted at least 10 TJ Valanches, dude. At least. He saw him. Trust me, he saw him. He was tagged in a bunch of them, dude. Like other people were tagged. He saw him. 100%. And it's under his skin, too. He hates him. He hates it. He hates it. Nice avatar, Darth Swader. Dude, I wish I had time to order a custom Bruce Valanche shirt to wear to the meetup because I would totally do it, but I just don't. Like, between now and then, there's just no time. You made one of the ones I retweet. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. Somebody else stole it. I apologize. I tried to get them as soon as I saw them. So, have another super chat. You missed the first one. Just wanted to make you aware of the Flash Fried intro I made. Oh, cool. Oh, I'll go check that other one too. I'm sorry about that, man. You can just tell me. You can just be like, "Hey, super chat." Happens all the time. What up, Paul? Submit a Flash Fried intro to the subreddit thread if you feel okay. Cool, dude. I'll check it out, man. Faux show. Found a picture of Valanche with a mic and dropped it into the screenshot of abandoned home. See, this is perfect, man. The avalanche cannot stop, though. I mean, if you guys want backup, Ashley also lived with TJ and knows him pretty well. Ashley, let me ask you something.
What?
I'm gonna give you a hypothetical, okay?
Okay.
So let's say TJ wakes up in the. One of the first thing TJ does when he gets up in the morning is what? No, but I mean, like, one of the first human things he does.
I don't.
He gets on his phone and he checks his Twitter,
Okay, yeah.
right?
And he also smokes.
And he smokes while he's doing that.
Yeah. Maybe take.
And he checks his notifications to see who talked about him that night.
Yeah.
Last night, you know for a fact, because he follows you, he follows Coolman, he follows me, he follows a bunch of other people. His notes were filled with TJ Valanches. You know this.
Oh yeah. He's
But
seen him.
I looked at TJ's Twitter today and I saw nothing but typical kind of like TJ political stuff where he's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a single retweet of a single TJ Valanche. Am I right?
Right.
Now, what do you think that means?
I mean, isn't it obvious?
I mean, not to some people.
Not some people.
Some people, are questioning whether or not. Some people are saying that TJ probably just didn't care and he was just like, whatever. But I don't think so.
I mean, like, that is possible, like, on the surface. I think the whole world is probably hearing pee, that's great. Like, he'll probably say he doesn't care.
But
And you look at him and you think, maybe he doesn't. But then you think about it some more and you're like,
because if he didn't care,
if something
he probably would have,
yeah, he would have retweeted
exactly. That's the point.
it. Yeah.
Because those images are hilarious.
Yes.
So it's like,
And if he thought
if this was
funny,
about me, if it had been Paul Valanche, right?
yeah,
He would have retweeted the shit out of
but
that.
he retweets like shit. It's like shit about you.
Oh, of course he
Because
does.
he's
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's under his skin, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's working. Dude, the avalanche is working.
I know that.
Yeah, last night's Highdeology, we came up with Valanching TJ. Somebody in the chat just said TJ looked like Bruce Valanche, and it tickled me pink. And I asked somebody to put like a side by side, and then people started making memes. And then I came up with this whole plan to drive TJ slowly but surely insane with Bruce Valanche. Like, it's gonna be crazy, dude. It's gonna start with just memes, right? We're gonna just keep retweeting Bruce Valanche memes. And then I'm gonna start dropping Valanches here and there, like when I'm talking to him, or calling him Bruce, like in LA when we're setting up and everything. Everybody's all kind of like hyped up, and the show's about to begin. I'm gonna be like, "All right, Scotty, I'm gonna need you. Can you go grab that paperwork I was talking about?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, yeah." And I'll be like, "All right." And then Bruce, go get the mics. And he'd be like, "What?" I'll be like, TJ, go get the mics. Can you get the mics? Be like, what'd you call me? I said, TJ, are you crazy? You okay, TJ? You okay? You feeling a little, you okay? All right, just chill out, man. Just
I
chill
have a
out.
really scary number for you when you're done streaming.
I can just pause it. I'll be right back. TJ will crash his fucking car again. TJ will crash his fucking car again. No, I don't want to make him crash his car
It's
again.
gonna be Chelsea's car, which he's already crashed.
Yeah, I know. He's already. What?
He crashed the.
Oh, that's right.
Nobody knows about that, do they?
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe we should keep that under our hats. Maybe I'll get a little Bruce Valanche sticker and put it on the damage. Dude, I could make. Dude, you know how easy it is? We could make like a little outline, like a picture of Bruce Valanche's face, right? And then we could get some stickers made of it and just start putting them around places. So, like when he's around town, like places we know TJ goes, you know? We'll just like put some Valanche stickers up. So he's like, fucking Bruce Valanche! Goddamn Bruce Valanche everywhere! Ah! It's gonna be great, dude. Like the place where he gets his cigarettes, dude.
But so this is like a more epic version of like.
Oh, dude, this is a gaslighting campaign that's gonna last at least 6 months.
No, or what was it? Was it marshmallows they annoyed Galen with?
Yeah, they did the marshmallows,
So
yeah.
it would be like that.
Yeah. But I'm gonna start just putting Valanche everywhere. Like places I know TJ's gonna look, Valanche. I'm gonna get like a Valanche t-shirt and just be like, what? I thought it was cool, man. He's got a cool face. What?
He's watching right now and wanting to kill you.
Nah, dude, he's not watching right now. If he was watching right now, he'd be in the chat telling me go fuck myself and stuff. And that it'll never work and blah blah blah.
Maybe.
Dude, this will work despite the fact that I'm publicly talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's so brilliant in its execution. It's the perfect thing. He hates Bruce Valanche.
Why does he hate him?
I don't know. He just does.
Sad.
I mean, he's never talked about Bruce Valanche,
Oh.
but now he hates him.
Oh.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
TJ will crack, dude. Bruce Valanche, Bruce Valanche. Hey, dude, in our swag bag thing that the people gave us,
Yeah.
there's a big list of like all kinds of places we could order food from.
Sweet.
There's like a big book of like, hey, are you hungry and don't have any food? That's us.
That is in fact me. I like the little tote bag. That's pretty nice. You know, we're still using the purple bucket that we got from the apartments in Texas.
Yeah.
Remember? That was the vape bucket for a while.
Yeah. The vape bucket. What's that?
Wait a
What? What's it say? To Ibis Trail.
Is that somebody's rent?
We might want to hold on to that. That shouldn't be in our swag bag. Yeah, we'll take that down to them tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks like might be a money order or something in there.
Jesus Christ. How did they fuck up that bad?
Oh
And how lucky are those people that we're not fucking total assholes that would, because that money order probably isn't filled out. We could just take it and cash it.
Wow.
That is a fuck up, man.
It's past 5 now, isn't it?
It's way past 5. Just put that somewhere and I'll take it down tomorrow.
I'm gonna put it on the fridge.
Yeah, stick it on the fridge with a magnet. What the fuck? So I went down to the front office today to fill out some paperwork that still needed to be filled out, and the lady told me, "Did you get a swag bag?" And I was like, "No, I didn't get a swag bag." And she's like, "Oh, okay, here's your swag bag, and it's got blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Cool, thanks." And we just went through the swag bag, and in the swag bag was an envelope that had somebody's name on it, and it said rent for August thing, and it looked like it had a fucking money order in it. So what the fuck, man?
That must have just been on like her pile of
Man, dude.
papers and.
Keep it? No, there's no way, dude. I can't. I'm not, I would never take somebody's rent. Uh-huh.
La Carreta.
Oh, I don't
It's a
know.
Mexican place that's like literally like
Dope.
right there. Mugshots. See, I've seen this, but I think mugshots was something that Stevie said to avoid, but it seemed to have decent reviews, so. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a huge fuck up, man. That could be bad 100% of the time. Like, yeah, anybody who would keep that as a scumbag, but you know what? There's a lot of fucking scumbags out in the world. So
Oh yeah.
whoever Dolores and Frank are lucky that their
Well,
rent ended up in not a scumbag swag bag. Cause fucking A, dude.
we
It's
are
probably a
going
test. That's
to
ridiculous.
pay our rent online. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, we'll definitely be using their online tool to pay rent because it doesn't seem like they're very careful with the money orders around here. It's probably a test. Yeah, I don't think so, dude. When I see you next week, that's not a thing. I mean, come on, man. That's literally like that's the easiest scumbag test ever. You end up with somebody else's rent by accident because of a clerical fuck up. Do you cash the check and keep the money or no? Especially considering it's a money order, which means they have no way to fucking get restitution for it. That's just money that's gone. That could be like their whole paycheck. That could be like they're living paycheck to paycheck and they just can't make their rent and they have to leave. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I would never like I don't care how fucking desperate I was.
Oh no,
Like
no. I would not keep that.
that's just awful, man. I can't even imagine that happening to me. You know what I mean? And I'm lucky enough that I've got a little bit of savings where that wouldn't put us on the street. But I mean, who knows what that'll be in 6 months? You know what I mean? I mean, fuck that. Yeah. That's like the scumbag test of all scumbag tests. There's just no way. I don't care what you think about me. I ain't keeping that shit. I'll go down there tomorrow. How will I find the owner? I'm going to take that shit directly to the front office and hand it to them and make sure that they do something with it, put it in the file or whatever the fuck. I'm going to be like, hey, I was in here yesterday. You gave me a swag bag and this was in it. And it probably is not supposed to be in there.
They'll
So
probably be like, "Oh my god."
make sure that those people get their shit paid on time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave. And then I'm never going to hand them another money order as long as I live. I'm going to pay online.
Yeah.
What was it doing in there in the first place? You fucking got me,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. That's what we want to know. Maybe a spinach and artichoke, dude.
Like, when I looked in there earlier, I kind of flipped through it and it looked like a bunch of coupons and shit. And I was like, oh, okay. It's just coupons for local businesses and like a directory for food and like a chip clip,
It's like a can opener.
a can opener and a chip clip,
And it's like a.
and somebody's rent. Somebody's rent for next month. Oh, shit. Or this month.
I don't know if all of these places deliver because some of them are like SIL or something, but maybe they do. I don't know. Menu Express restaurant delivery. Serving Slidell, Perler, and like
Don't hand it to the woman who gave it to you. She's going to cover that mistake up and raffle. I mean, I don't necessarily know that it was her mistake, though. I don't, like, I assume that they probably got those bags just made up somewhere. And I'll be honest with you, the chick that handed me this, I don't want to get her in trouble. She was cool to us. She was the chick that helped us find this apartment, and she was nice. So I'm not looking at, like, I don't want to, I'm not going to go down there and be like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh," I'm just going to be like, hey, you might want to fucking.
It was. She probably like grabbed a bunch of papers and put them on her desk, and then scooped them up and put them in the bag.
I'm
And that
assuming that's
happened
exactly what
to
happened.
be in there. Yeah, yeah. That's probably exactly what happened.
I'm assuming that is exactly what happened. So I'm going to take it down
Yeah.
there
So
tomorrow.
this, I don't even know if they delivered to us or not with this thing. I'd have to look online.
If she's not in there tomorrow, should I even fucking.
She's only there Sundays and Thursdays.
Fuck. I don't want to keep that, though. But I don't want to get her busted either. That sucks. I guess she might have to eat one because I don't want to keep those people's rent. I don't want them to be freaking out.
It says it's for August though.
That's this month.
It's July. So they're
So it's next month.
so they're doing it early. They're putting it in early.
Still,
We're gonna be gone by Thursday though, aren't we? Next Thursday.
we're leaving on next
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna have to.
Yeah, I'll just take it down there. She's gonna have to eat it. I guess that sucks, but those
I could
people
always
having their
call
rent
the
paid
office
and
to
not
see if she's
worried.
still there.
You could call down there, yeah, and see if she's still in there. I mean, maybe she's doing clerical stuff or something.
Yeah.
Because that would be, yeah, it's too weird to hold on to. So it's got. I'm going back tomorrow for sure. And if she ain't there, she's just gonna have to get. She'll probably get busted for that because that's a.
Paul.
What?
Or we could just slip it into the Dropbox.
See, I don't want to do that though because I don't know. Like, no, I want to make sure that they know that that happened.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I also want to make sure that I don't want any, like, I want to make sure I hand it to a fucking employee of this place so that I don't, the chain of custody is not in question.
Yeah.
So if she's not there tomorrow, she's just gonna have to eat it. I'm not dropping it anywhere. I'm not, all my money is to survive, no disposable income. That's what I'm talking about, man. There ain't no way I'm lifting somebody else's money. The missing rent saga. Yeah, it's not really a saga. I'm just gonna walk it down to the front office and hand it to somebody tomorrow. Proof of me giving it back. Yeah, okay. Well, you guys are just gonna have to take my fucking word for it because I'm not gonna film myself going into the front office of a place. So you'll just have to take my word that I'm not a total fucking douche. Now instead of hosting radio shows, people stream radio shows where the old streaming. Well, there was a lot more professionalism involved in a radio show. Let's not make that direct of a comparison, okay? There are rules and regulations that govern radio shows, and you couldn't just be an anybody. Just why not? I mean, yeah, I guess you could go to your public access radio station, but once again, the rules and regulations and all that shit. I mean, it's definitely similar, but
Okay, so I called the office, but it's like, oh, we're closed. So
yeah, it's fine. I'll just take it down there tomorrow.
I could leave them a message, but
Did she? She didn't give us her personal phone number at any point. She gave us a card, didn't she? No.
I mean, I have her work email, but she probably can't access that outside of.
She probably wouldn't. I wouldn't.
And it also sends it to everybody as well.
Yeah, okay, fuck that. I'll just whatever. She's just gonna have to eat it. I'll just take it down there tomorrow. I mean, that's the right thing to do. So, ooh, that sucks. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
So,
maybe
do you want to get delivery, or did you want to go out?
let's just get something delivered. If there's a fucking whole booklet of shit in there.
Well, that's what I don't know if they. Okay, let me go see if they deliver here.
I mean, if they're in that booklet, I would assume they do.
I would hope so.
If they don't, then I'm going to take that back in there and tell them to stick it up their ass tomorrow, too. TJ Kirk has switched his position on right wing beliefs. He went from libertarian to liberal to a sympathizer with the alt right. A citation needed on sympathizer with the alt right. I'm willing to have a conversation with you, Flying Cat, but you're going to have to give me some specifics. I don't know that I've heard TJ sympathize with any alt right positions. John, not everyone donates $5. And the money splits between three people. What is he talking about? What's John's problem? What's John's boo-hoo? Whatever. I can't find him. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Nah, he's basically a libertarian who supports some liberal stuff like universal health care, not all right. I mean, TJ still does have kind of a libertarian streak when it comes to certain things, but I'd say socially and economically to call TJ anything other than a liberal would be to mislabel him. That Mexican food sounded good. Oh yeah? Yes, please. No, I kind of know what I want. I want like their 3 crispy taco meal thing. Do they have that? They do, right? Like combos and shit. Well, I want a combo with like a taco and shit. Is there one with like a taco and like a fucking enchilada or some shit? Boom. Yeah. Yep. 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 That's the shit. I want cheese. Chili con queso. Nope. What do you think about guns? What do I think about guns? What do you think about guns, Paul Zigo? You got any thoughts about guns? You want to share? You want to share any thoughts about guns? Not really. What do you think about paint? Ooh, paint is great. It comes in different colors. Is that my Care Bear? Yeah. Yeah, that's my Care Bear. Is depression best depression coping mechanism? Sleep. Trolling equals disagreeing. No? Yes. Weren't you gonna like say some shit though? Weren't you gonna back up something some bullshit you were talking earlier? I know what I mean. He made a video where he announced he was going to be leaning right wing. Look it up. I mean, can you give me that video? Which video is that? When he said he was gonna be leaning right wing. Like, give me some shit, dude. I'll pause the stream and go watch it. Otherwise, like, you're full of shit, bruh. What's your favorite expressionism painting? That dude is just trolling or whatever. Okay. For wheeling. Ever thought about joining the military? Nope, never considered it once in my entire life. Didn't want to be a soldier when I was a kid, never considered it when I became of age to be a soldier, and have never considered it since. And now I think I'm too old and busted to be a soldier anyway. They would not be able to do much with me, especially considering I would be a conscientious objector to any military action. I would refuse to pick up a rifle. They'd have to put me in prison or some shit. So they're better off without me, costing them less as a civilian. What do you think about a DFF on a period of art, like maybe the Renaissance period or medieval period? That'd be fun. I don't see a reason why we wouldn't do that. Sounds like it'd be interesting. What if they needed you for a top secret black op to test drug effects on soldiers? Well, that's different. As long as I didn't have to shoot anybody and they wanted to just give me a bunch of mushrooms and see how I react and put me out in the woods and let me trip and stuff, I'd do that. But yeah, I'm not a soldier. I'm not interested in killing any other human beings for any political reason. TJ took a political test and he's basically got the bottom left. Here's a link. Yeah, there you go. Darknet markets. I'm really like pretty uninitiated to the whole dark web, deep web bullshit. I've never done it. I've never, gone through the trouble of setting up Tor and all that to try it out. I understand that the black markets exist there. Some of them I don't really have a problem with, like people trading drugs and shit. I don't think that's a societal problem. The stories that you hear, and yeah, see, I don't know what is just a meme and what's actually happening. I don't know what's real and what's fake. I've heard people say that like you could get hitmen on the dark web. I mean, if that's the case, those should probably be regulated or something. I don't know. We're probably better off without hitmen, right? you know, the trading of like child porn or snuff porn or whatever the fuck. If that stuff is happening on the dark web, then obviously that's a concern. But I don't know. Didn't Boogie get one called on him from the dark web? Did he? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what is a meme and what isn't a meme. Most of the dark web is just scams to get you to send Bitcoin, I imagine. YouTube on dark web, please. Dark web YouTube, dude. It's all just drugs and kitty porn. Okay, well, that seems to make sense. Actually, you just use Bitcoin to pay for Kratom legally. Well, good for you, bud. Good for you. I'm proud of you, my friend. Way to get that Kratom legally. The dark web is edgy teens trying to scam you out of your Bitcoin. Okay, fair enough. Boogie said someone put a hit on him for $100 on the dark web. My question is, what kind of dollar store hit did they? I know, man. I don't know. I don't know what a hit goes for, but I gotta imagine it's somewhere in excess of $100, well in excess of $100. If I had to take a stab at it, it would, whatever guess I would make would be well over $100. I went on the dark web once and it was the most underwhelming thing ever. I found a blog where I thought they'd be talking about dark or illegal stuff, and they were just discussing normal stuff. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've never gone through the fucking trouble of doing the Tor and VPN bullshit. It's just not really my thing. Don't really care. It's not. It was way more convenient because the site would only take checks, not debit. Bitcoin was instant. Okay. That's cool. I heard Al Pacino in a dark web page. I hired Al Pacino on a dark web page to assassinate your pet cockroach. Damn, did he show up and do it? Like, did he make good on the deal or nah? Do you know? I assume, did the cockroach, did he take care of it for you? Or I'm just wondering, like, for a friend. For a friend of a friend, I'm just wondering if De Niro would do a hit. Like, I just want to know if that actually came through. I heard Al Capone used Bitcoin. Really, dude? That's crazy. When the world is ash, we will all be cockroaches. No, we won't. We'll all be ash. The cockroaches will be cockroaches. I watch a dude who posts videos regularly of him going on sites on the deep web. It's not all that scary. Kind of fun, actually, if you're going on the right sites. Yeah, I don't know. I imagine it's probably a lot like the internet was in the Wild West days, like when it first started, early dial up shit where there was really no regulation and what was out there, what was out there. Probably way more skewed towards porn and drugs now, but all poorly designed GeoCity sites with bad color choices, yeah, and terrible like MIDI soundtracks that you have no way to stop while you're on the site. I had one of those, man. I had a GeoCities site. I shit you not. It was called The Hate Machine, and it was like a Nine Inch Nails fan site that I made on GeoCities, and it played a MIDI song of Dark Souls by Nine Inch Nails. Dun na 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 na. Like the whole time you were there. Dun na 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 na. And it was covered in like, horrible, like gaudy animated Nine Inch Nails gifs, you know what I mean? They were horrible, like the Nine Inch Nails logo turning in a three-dimensional plane, real herky jerky, and like ridiculous, like, I don't know, man, it was pretty awesome. I wish I could find that shit. I think it was called The Hate Machine. I wonder if it's still there. Would GeoCities closed down a long time ago, right? I don't remember the URL, man. It was a GeoCities site. I think it was called The Hate Machine. I don't know.
Do you want to pay in cash or card?
What's easiest?
Not really your shit.
Card then, I guess. GeoCities came back. Yeah, but it would have been a legacy GeoCities account. It would have been from the 90s. Dark Nook says he found it. Really? Did you really find it, dude? Are you serious? Are you trolling? Ding, 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 ding. Oh, shit, dude. Wow. I'll check it out later. That's funny, man. The Hate Machine is still up and is now worth $30 million. Holy shit. Well, fucking A, man. He said he found it. I bet it's a cringe factory. GeoCities is back, man. What the fuck? Dude, I'm gonna go check my Twitter. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. The show is not ending, just pausing. Dude, Dark Nook, dude. Dark Nook, did you troll me with a TJ Valanche, dude? He trolled me with a TJ Valanche. I went and checked my Twitter and he sent me a TJ Valanche, dude. God damn it. Dark Nook, you son of a bitch. Oh, dude, I got baited hard, man. I got Dark Nooked hard, man. Fuck. What are you gonna do? All right, fair enough. It's saying my tweet looks automated. Whatever. All right. All right, Dark Nook. Welcome to the welcome to the Spectres, by the way. We have a new specter among you. That was a great Valanching. I heard that Joe Rogan just owned Jordan Peterson in an argument. I guess that's not hard to do. Yeah, probably not. You now know how to earn that? No, you don't. My decision to promote Dark Nook to the ranks of the Spectres was based on multiple things. It was only one factor in a multi-factored decision. Venom, please. Yeah, that's what I call my wrenches. They're specters. They're independent operators appointed by the council, but given autonomy in how they pass out their bans and timeouts and whatnot. Nine Inch Nails is a one man band, aka Trent Reznor. Nine Inch Nails is one of the most popular rock acts of the 90s. Nine Inch Nails is a mix of techno rock and has put him on the map. Nine Inch Nails' first album, Pretty Hate Machine. Dude, are you quoting from my website, dude? Oh, whatever. You're not getting me, theme park spotlight. You're not getting me. Lovely rain in Denver. It's raining here today too. Yeah, Dark Nook. You got mod powers now, so you can link it directly. You the man now, dog. Do 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 do. I'll have to go look at it. You direct link, bitch. Damn, Ilamel. Way to give away that you're one of my Sarens, dude. While going over some of the African countries in the 24-hour show, I was thinking that I was doing a series on them would be cool. Oh yeah, definitely. Like maybe like different African countries, like Liberia. There's a Vice Liberia special that they did, like a three-parter that's really cool. Sounds like a really interesting fucking drama-filled story just on that one African country, you know. GeoCities are mostly archived. Oh, so it's like an archive. It might be an internet archive link, huh? Yeah. DFF Bruce Valanche. The site is amazing. No MIDI though. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's still up there. Who knows? There's a huge void in knowledge on African nations in America. There's a rich history of kingdoms and tribal culture I feel I'm missing. Yeah, there's a lot of shit, man. Be interesting. A lot of history, a lot of war, and like somebody said, I mean, it's warlords and what was that? What country was it that like, fuck, man, some like British, not maybe it wasn't British, some European monarch or something or baron ended up purchasing an entire country and like running it. What was it called? It's not Eritrea. What's its name? Fuck me, man. I can't remember. I don't think the country exists anymore, but it's not South Africa. It's not the well, maybe now it is the Congo, but what was it before the Congo? It had like a it's like a dude's name. I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of interesting African whatnots. Problem with African history is that they never really developed techniques for writing it down. They pass it down orally, which becomes warped. Well, I mean, I don't know. If you think our history isn't warped, I mean, history is written by the victors. That warps it already. Ugh. So even when you do have a society that has a very strong tradition of written history, you're not guaranteed to be getting the truth. You're just getting the victor's version of the truth, which is often, as you can imagine, skewed towards making the victor look good. That's racist. It's an interesting thing to think about. The history of America as a country is a very different thing depending on, what lens you look at it through. And it's very hard to land on a distinct history of the United States that isn't skewed towards one perspective or another. Oh man, that's a sad state of affairs there. I do, however, still have a chai in here that I'm going to try and resurrect. I forgot about this chai that Ashley got me. So we're going to try and resurrect the chai by pouring off the water, throwing in some ice. Chai tea latte resurrected. Tasty. Cool. That is A-OK by me-o.
Yeah.
I'll be ready to eat in about an hour, I think.
I'm ready to eat right now.
About how long do you think it'll take you to set up my computer and get it all wired nice and stuff and all ready to go?
About as long as it takes to kill you.
Shit. Thought I could trick her into like deciding to do something that she had never promised to do. But it turns out she's wily. She saw me coming. She's a wily one. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this because my battery, well, I guess I could plug this in, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to end this anyway. Goodbye, everybody.